All right, everyone, welcome back to this little how-to series. Today, I'm going to be making the sequel to the video that I made yesterday, which was the pop-up Minecraft server on Windows video. If you haven't seen that, definitely go check it out if you're running Windows. It's a great little start to the series. This video is basically going to be the same exact thing, but on Linux. Since I don't have hardware that can run SteamOS, I'm running Bazzite, which is basically the same thing, but made by someone else to be the same thing on different hardware. So this is Bazzite, but if you are on SteamOS, it will look and feel pretty much the same, and it will work exactly the same. So this is effectively a SteamOS tutorial. With that said, though, a lot of this stuff will work on any Linux distro, especially the way that I set it up. That's why I do it this way, is because it's not completely version agnostic, but like it's close. So the first thing we need is just an empty folder. I'm going to create a folder on the desktop YouTube server, but you can call it whatever you want. Just make sure you know the name of it and it makes sense to you. That's really all that matters. It's the same three things. It's the same two mods and the same JDK, or JRE, matter of fact. It's just the Linux version because Minecraft is built and runs in what's called a Java virtual machine. So I'm going to cut this and put it in the folder. This is now the master directory for today, by the way. Since it runs in a Java virtual machine, any operating system and any processor that can run a Java virtual machine, because you can see it's got all these different architectures here. So Raspberry Pis that run ARM, RISC-V computers, they all can run Minecraft servers strictly because of the fact that Java supports them, which is really cool. I'm going to extract this right here. This is a cool feature that Dolphin has on Bazzite and SteamOS, where you can extract something into the folder. So on Windows, we had to copy it out, but we're going to put that in the trash. I can just rename this to be JRE, and boom, we have our JRE. We don't have to copy it around or do anything like we did on the Windows video. Second thing is the fabric jar. I'm still using 26.1.2. I tested again before I recorded this video, and even though there is a new build of Floodgate from the one that I used yesterday, brand new build, for some reason, Geyser still doesn't support the new version, so I'm going to be using 26.1 yet again. But I'm going to say this again. If you are watching in the future, it is quite likely that they have fixed it because it's still the very early days of 26.2. Okay, I'm going to rename this file to fabric.jar and let the distribution figure it out. This is enough to run a server. It's not enough for Bedrock support, but it is enough to run a server. I can use a really cool feature. We did this on Windows too, but there's Open Terminal here. It opens a terminal that's already in the directory of where you're trying to be. Saves you the hassle of using the change directory command and all that. Now, there's one package you might want to install. When we go to run our server real quick, so here's the command. It's pretty much the same as it was. JRE/bin/java, not Java, Java, 4G. I'm going to do 4G again. Again, I recommend at least 2 gigs of RAM for a server. You might be able to get by with 1, but with modern computers and how much RAM they generally have, there's no reason not to just give it at least 2. Jar is going to be fabric.jar, and we're going to go no GUI. And the Minecraft server will run in the terminal. It's going to create the EULA file again. It's the same explanation. It's hard to break this EULA. This EULA is mostly for people who are going to abuse the game, abuse the systems, create a pay-to-win server, charge people for things they shouldn't be charging for. And if you're not monetizing anything, regardless of who you're playing with, you're probably not going to break that EULA. Launch the server again once you've hit accept, or changed it to true in the file and saved it, and then it will load up and it will start. So it's created the world. It's online. It's ready to go. It doesn't have Bedrock support yet. We're going to handle that in a minute. But before we give it Bedrock support, I am going to create the start script because that's a little bit different on Linux. It's honestly not much different, but I'm gonna stop the server real quick. Yeah, it's different enough to where I feel like I should do it again. Starts the same way though. Copy the command. Bazzite actually gives me the option to right click and copy, which is nice because I don't have to right click and just have it disappear into the ether and wonder if it worked. I'm gonna go nano./start.sh. Again, you can call it whatever you want as long as it ends in sh. The / at the beginning is just telling Linux, hey, put this in the directory that I'm currently in. I've made the mistake of doing just / before, and / is the root of the file system. So you're going to put the start script at the root of the file system and wonder why it doesn't work. The / will put it where you are. So we're going to open it, right click, paste. It'll paste the command in there, and then it works the exact same way as it did on Windows, where you can /start.sh. It's actually not going to work the first time though. permission denied. It just means you haven't given this script permission to run. It's really easy to do on Linux. Chmod, chmod, plus x /start.sh. Plus x is basically adding the permission to execute to the script. Right now, it doesn't have the permission to execute, which is why when you try to run it, it says permission denied. But now, it'll just run the server. But yet again, now you don't have to remember the command. The computer will do it for you, and it'll run the same command every time, which will eliminate the ability for you to make an error and cause it not to work, which is something I have also done before. So I'm going to stop the server real quick because the last step, we have made the start script. We have created the server. It's already got a world ready to go. The only thing that we haven't done is installed the mods. This is the exact same as it was on Windows, matter of fact. Floodgate sends you over to Modrinth. Grab the one that's for the version of Minecraft that you are trying to run. That's the easiest way to mess this up, is by grabbing the wrong version of something. I still do that to this day, and I've been making servers with pretty much this exact method for years already. So you probably will mess it up. That's okay, but just know that that's probably where you messed up, is you probably grabbed the wrong version of the file that you needed. I'm speaking from experience, saying that's where I usually mess up. Let me see if I get back to Geyser. I didn't actually download Geyser. That's my bad. And they all go into downloads on Bazzite. So the cool thing that you can do is open a new tab and then just go over here. And you can grab all your stuff out of the downloads folder, cut, and paste 3 items. And here they are in your mods directory ready to go. But I can always open in terminal, run it in terminal. And that's what I would recommend that you try to do rather than double clicking it, because different distros will behave differently. And if it doesn't know what to do, you don't want to be dependent on your desktop environment interpreting it a certain way, because that might change. It's Linux. It does that sometimes. So to find the IP address of the server, the easiest way to do that on Linux is to go new tab and straight up IPA. It's the easiest way to do it. It'll show you your loopback address, which doesn't matter in this case. The one that is ENP0, or it'll be like WL something if you're on Wi-Fi. And it'll show you your IP address right there. So that's what you're going to copy and put into your into Minecraft to actually join the server. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to say, yep, 10.00.69, join server. Now, if I pull up the console, all right, with Minecraft open, we can now see that I am on the server. So this is the same server. Well, it's not the same one, but it's the same functionality. It has Bedrock support. Geyser's running on the other port, doing its cool thing. And it works exactly the same way it does on Windows. It's no different. Bedrock, iOS, Android can still join it. Some Xboxes will actually find it as a LAN world too, so that makes that easy sometimes. But yeah, that's the Linux version of the tutorial. So now you know how to do it on Linux as well. If you noticed, a lot of the stuff is exactly the same. That's kind of the point. The reason why I always now package the JRE with the server is because I had no shortage of issues before with the JRE just not wanting to work and installing the wrong version, and then other software on my computer would be depending on it, and it was just always a problem. And so I was like, okay, let's package the JRE with the server. And ever since I've started doing that, I've had no problems. All right, so now we're going to configure it so that we don't have to run a terminal window on our desktop every single time. Sometimes the terminal window will get annoying, and a really annoying part is if you close the terminal window, it actually kills the server. So if you have players on there and you don't want it running and you close out of it, it'll kick everyone off and shut down the server and corrupt data and do all kinds of bad stuff. So what we're going to do is install a package. Now, I've actually already installed this, but the command is rpm -os tree on Bazzite. It'll be other things on different distros, but if you're running a distro that isn't Bazzite or SteamOS, then you probably know what yours is. So just use that. Install, and it's just called screen. I already have it installed, so it's not going to work for me, but it will go through and install it, and it will require a reboot, which is a little bit annoying, at least on Bazzite. But once you reboot, you'll have the screen command, and the screen command is really, really cool because it basically allows you to make another terminal inside your terminal that you can then detach from. So if we go screen -r YT server, it looks like almost nothing changed, but in reality, now if I do /start.sh, it'll start up the Minecraft server. if I hold down the control key and press A and D at the same time, it will detach from it. I can close this terminal. It's completely gone. The Minecraft server is actually still up. If I had Minecraft open, I would join it, but it's still running in the background. You just can't see it. And if you open a new terminal, now you can go screen-r-yt server, and there you are, right back on your server console. It's a nice, quick, easy way that you can, any Linux application, you can administer any Linux application this way. Control AD, it's gone. You don't have to sit in front of it. It doesn't have to be in your way, but when you want it, you can very easily get to it. It's something cool that I thought I'd share in the tutorial because not a lot of people know about that outside of like the hardcore Linux community. So with that said, that is all you need to know to make a pop-up Minecraft server on Linux. So in the next video, we're going to go over how to set up a proxy and have 2 servers and be able to switch between them from in-game. So I'll see you guys then, and goodbye.